A couple of days ago, somebody left a comment on a video suggesting that I show more about how I keep my inventory organized. And I used to pick orders, and I would have the camera strapped to my chest so you could see all my shelves and all of my storage locations and everything that I have, so that you would understand this system that I'm using. But I haven't done that in quite a long time because it was making the videos way too long. But tonight I'm going to do that for this commenter. So I have, I think 9 or maybe even 10 orders that are going to get packed tonight. So let's get the camera on my chest, and then we'll go see how you can decide if you think I'm organized or not. I think it's fine, but you might have different ideas. So here we go. Let's go see how it works. All right, right now we're right in front of the packing bench. I'm going to get my phone out. This is how I track the sales that have come in. I do it through the eBay app, and I go to the selling tab and then buyer page, ship now. There's 9 orders there apparently. And then I usually start at the bottom or the top or whatever, and just go through and find all of these orders. So let's go right to now. So this space down here, it was meant to be an apartment. The previous people who lived here rented this basement apartment out, and from what the neighbors tell me, they had like at least like 6 or 7 people living down here, and it's a very, very small apartment. So I don't know how they did that. It turned out it was not legal to allow people to live down here because the ceilings are so low. I'm going to guess the ceilings are 6'6", and in the city of Chicago, they have to be at least 7 feet tall to be considered a legal apartment. So this is how it's all laid out. I'll go through each room. The kitchen used to be a kitchen, obviously. There's still a working sink here. I think I'm going to go underneath this cabinet and turn it off, because there have been a couple of times when I accidentally hit these faucets and turned the water on when I didn't want to. So I think I'll probably turn that off one of these days. I do have inventory stored in all of these cabinets. So every cabinet has something in it, and they all have labels. This one says cab 4B, cab 3B, cab 2B. So I go from the bottom to the top, A at the bottom, in this case B at the top. So I've got cab 1A down here, then KD for kitchen drawer 1. There's another kitchen drawer here. So I'm not going to put any silverware in here anytime, so we might as well just use it for storing inventory. Right here is this Gatorade shelf. I found this in the trash, and it works out fine. I don't have that much stuff stored on here, and I do use it for, like, this is inventory, and then this shelf I have bubble mailers. This drawer has like a big stash of batteries and things when I need to test stuff. I've got shipping kind of supplies up here, shipping supplies down here, mostly just envelopes. This is a working refrigerator. This was here when we moved in. We just basically use it for overflow from the kitchen upstairs. I built this workbench and made it so that it included storage underneath. And this is all clothing under here. And then this one right now has some stuffed animals in it, but eventually I want this to be all clothing and then no clothes anywhere else, hopefully. I might have some hanging stuff in the closets. Over here, this one is pretty hard to get to, so I usually put stuff here that I think is going to sit for a while. This little shelving unit doubles as a little space to store electronic components, and then I also have inventory down here. So if I need to sell something on the bottom shelf, it's going to be pretty hard. When I built this bench, I put wheels on it, but the weight of it was so intense that the wheels basically compressed and it doesn't really roll anymore, so that's not great. I have all of my shipping tools here, tape, knives, box cutter, box resizer, any pens and pencils, anything I think I might use is up here on this pegboard. And then let's go around the corner. This little area, it's pretty dark here, so I apologize for that. Can't really do anything about it. I'll try to get out of the way of the light here. This corner I call it N. This is like the niche. So it's like N1 and N2, 2 stacks here. And so it's like N1A, B, C, D, E if I ever added another shelf up here. So a lot of stuff there. That holds a lot of inventory. Originally, I thought the whole eBay inventory was going to fit in this closet. This is called CL, so closet. And then I have CL left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. CL right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then CL mid. You see all these boxes have these numbers, CL mid 4A. It looks dark on the camera, but I can see in here pretty well. Just it's just showing up dark. And while we're in here, let's grab these snow boots, like overshoes. These sold tonight, so we'll put them out here on the workbench. Okay, what's the next item? So yeah, I use these banker's boxes, which if I was going to do it again, I might have invested the money on buying some clear plastic totes so that I could see if there's any space in here. Because that's the biggest problem right now is when I have new inventory and I want to put it away, I have to open all these boxes to figure out which ones have space that I can actually fit more stuff in. And I don't want to store them with the lids off because it is a basement after all, and it could be dusty down here. So I'm trying to avoid stuff getting too dusty. All right, what's next? Okay, this is a beanie, a hat, W4C. So this whole shelf here is the W shelf. I think it just stands for wall. I can't remember why I called it W, but I did. So I've got W4, W1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 shelves, and then A, B, C, and D. Anything that's not in the shelf, it's really dark over here. So let me try to get out of the way of the light. Anything that doesn't go in a box, I'll stick over here and I'll call it like W4X, so I know it's over here. So right now I'm looking for W4A, which is right here. And I keep this small white table right here that's in kind of a centralized location where I can quickly set a box down and then open it up and see if I can find whatever I'm looking for. Did I even take the right box? W4C. I took the wrong box down. W4C, there should be a hat right here on the top. There's a story about that hat. I'll tell you when we're packing it. Put that back. It doesn't take this much time usually if I'm not chatting all the way through. This little table has a drawer in it, and I do have some stuff stored in here. So this one gets, I put all of these locations in eBay's custom SKU field. If you don't have that turned on your eBay account, it's a really powerful thing that can help you keep track of where you're storing stuff. And also, I put in here the location where I have it stored, the amount that I paid for it, the store or the location where I purchased it, and the date that I purchased it, so I can quickly refer to that and see all of that information if I need to know it. Okay, cab 2B. So we're going back to the kitchen. Right here I have a air purifier that runs. Anytime the lights go out, that thing turns on. I've got everything set up through smart switches, so I can just say, hey Google, turn off basement. And then all the lights turn off, most of the lights. And then this thing turns on. And then I can say, hey Google, turn on basement. The lights come back on and the air purifier turns off so that I can talk to you without having too much noise. Okay, cab 2B right here. This location is supposed to have a hat. There's one and here's one. So there's a little space in here now. I can add more stuff to it. All right, let's go to the next location. I'll quickly show you here. I've got another shelf. This was the first shelf that I put in after I expanded outside of that closet. And I called it H for hall. That we're kind of in the hall of this apartment. Then this came in, and then I built this kind of janky rig out of milk crates, but it works fine. But I probably should screw it to the wall so it can't tip over. I got another shelf here going into the bedroom, and then here's a little bathroom. It's a pretty rough bathroom. The door doesn't open all the way, and nobody's ever going to use this shower. So I put some shelves in here recently. I don't have much inventory there, but sooner or later that should all be filled up. Down there on the bottom, dehumidifier to keep it nice and dry in the summertime. Okay, let's go to the living room. So this would have been a living room, and it still kind of is. I have it set up here so that if I wanted to sit in this chair and work on listing on my laptop, I just set it in my lap and work on it. I could watch TV. I have this station, which is supposed to be for testing out vintage electronics. I've got just these speakers here that I can plug in, but I think I'm going to stop with electronics for sure. I've got my own stuff down here, guitar and drum set, some guitars hanging on the walls and whatever, but mostly everything in here is inventory. So I've got this set up. LR1 starts over here, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, all of these different shelves. And then each shelf is like A, B, C, D, and E. So if I'm looking for something LRA, I know it's down there. Or LR6A is going to be down there, LR6B, one shelf up, and so on. Right here, I found this thing. My neighbors threw this away, this cardboard drawer set. And I just put these numbers on here. So you would have seen these if you were watching me do inventory recently. I pulled all these drawers out and went through them one by one and checked to make sure everything that was in there was actually in there. Mostly books on these bookshelves. And then I got this small thing, kind of a similar setup here. I just wrote on here with a paint marker, B4, A4, A5, A6, you know, across. And right now we're looking for E3, which is right here. It's a set of 2 Craftsman extensions, socket extensions. And then we'll go put that, I'm gonna put that in my pocket until later. We're back to the closet, CL Mid 3X. So it's right here in the middle. This is the same setup. Anything that's not actually in a box right there in the middle gets an X on it. I think I sold this once before and it came back. That's why it's already packed, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, BR, back to the bedroom. So we haven't been in the bedroom really yet. This was the first location, just this one bookshelf. I thought I'll just have a bookshelf and a closet and we won't have to worry about anything. That's going to be plenty of space for storing all this inventory. And I quickly realized it was not anywhere close to enough. So within the first week or two, this shelf was full when I really started taking this business seriously. So right now I'm looking for BR4C. Wait, BR4C, that doesn't make any sense. That's going to be, I might have put LR. I think I put BR when I meant LR. LR4, which is this shelf, and then C. I put BR when I meant LR. So that's the downfall of this system. That's really easy to write the wrong information in the custom SKU field. But here they are. These books are going out tonight. I found them after all. Okay, what's next? A vest BRCL. So we're back to the bedroom, into the closet. So I do have some hanging clothes in here. It's super dark in here. I don't think you'll be able to see anything. I can barely see anything in here, but there's some hanging clothes here. I'd say about halfway through is stuff that's listed, and then the back half is stuff I bought and never got around to listing. But right now I'm looking for a vest that should be hanging in here. Is this it? No. McDonald's, here it is. Here it is. Is this it? Is this what I'm looking for? Blackhawks vest? Yeah, Mitchell & Ness Blackhawks vest. We'll put that here while we get the next thing. LR. Living room, so LR. LR4B, so right where we just came from, shelf 4. It's going to be dark here. I'm blocking the light. Let's apologize for that, but we're going to do this quickly. So UFO magazines. This magazine is called Unknown. There's 2 issues in here, and somebody bought those today, so we'll ship those out. Okay, so I've got another rack here. This mostly has toner cartridges on it right now. One of these kind of shelves. These metal shelves. I'll go quickly show you what else is going on here outside. Like my intentions were to keep the eBay business entirely within this apartment, but I have quickly expanded out to this is like the utility area. It's a less finished area. And back here I have a lot of boxes stored here on these shelves, some small ones. It's dark over here too. Some bigger ones over here. A table. This has all of these, what are they called? Blow molds that are listed, waiting to be sold. I've got some encyclopedias here that aren't quite ready to list. I'm like, each one of these sets is missing one book, and I'm just hoping to come across that one book sooner or later. I've got more cardboard here, cardboard boxes, and this little room. This is where I used to keep all my cardboard boxes, in this little dungy closet. But I'm converting this slowly into a soundproof room for the dog, Pineapple. So when he gets scared of thunderstorms or whatever, he can have a place to go where he's safe. And he has taken to that pretty well, I think. In this little room, this Jessica, my wife, she was intending to use this as a ceramic studio, but I took it away from her, I should say. So there's still some ceramic stuff in here, like this shelf is all ceramic supplies, but mostly what's in here is now cardboard box storage and then some inventory. So right now somebody has bought one of these boat propellers. It says S. So this room's called S, which I took from Studio. S6A, which should be the bottom shelf. And it should have a number C, a letter C stuck to it, which I don't see any of those. All right, I'm gonna have to look through these a little bit closer to find the right one. So I'm gonna cut the camera, try to find this missing propeller, and then we'll come right back. Okay, I found it. It was an O, not a C. I put the wrong number. I'm gonna have to look at my listings and make sure I have the right stuff going on there. On the back of this door goes into the kitchen. There's a bunch of hats. This is all hat storage. And then this closet is all unlisted inventory. So stuff I call it my death pile closet. I need to get in here and get some of this stuff listed, and I should be doing that more. I haven't taken anything out of here in the last couple of weeks. So it's really not as much in there as it looks like. There might be like 25 or 30 potential listings there. But let's get this on the bench. Okay, I think that's everything. So I'm going to mount the camera here up on this tripod stand, and then we'll be getting these things packed. So let's go. Okay, we're all set. I got everything pulled. I've grabbed some boxes, and we're gonna just go through these things as quickly as possible. It's 10:30 right now, kind of late. So I don't want to be spending all night doing this. So we're just gonna muscle through this as quickly as possible and get this stuff done. So right now I'm just getting one of these plastic bags pulled open. I'm going to put these books in there. I don't know if this is really necessary, but recently somebody left a comment suggesting putting books in plastic bags so they can't get wet if something goes wrong with the package. I haven't had that problem before, but it doesn't hurt much to put them in there. Got my tape dispenser here screwed down to the table with a quick release knob so that if I want to move it, I can move it very easily. I was pretty proud of that setup. Yep, that fits. These fit in here pretty good, but we will need some paper or bubbles. Just if these will fit, I'll use them. That'll fit. I want to get rid of these. All right, that one doesn't fit. So my system is maybe not as efficient as it could be. I used to print each label, like I would get this box done to this point, and then I would print a label and put it on there. And I'm not exactly sure what was happening, but a few times I printed the same label twice on accident, and the box didn't get to the right person. So I started doing this. I started writing as much information on here as I felt was necessary to make sure I could match a label up with the proper box, because I'm going to print all the labels at the end. The other reason I started doing that is because my post office asked me if I could start using scan sheets, and there's no way to do that unless you print the labels all at once. At least no way I could figure out. So I was doing that. I got used to using eBay's bulk label purchasing page. It feels much more convenient the way it's laid out to me. And so I started using that to get these scan sheets to take to the post office. And then somewhere along the way, I started just doing porch pickups. So I don't need the scan sheets anymore, but I still prefer using this bulk purchasing page. So this might be a little bit cumbersome for some, but it works out well for me. And I haven't had any shipping label errors except for one time because of what I used to write in here was just the buyer's initials, and then I would find that information on the label and make sure I put the right label on the right box. But there was one time when two buyers both had the same initials, and I of course mixed up the two labels. So now I write the buyer's initials and the state that it's going to, and so far it's certainly possible that two people with the same initials could live in the same state and be ordering packages from me at the same time, but I hope that doesn't happen. Okay, right here, this is a bunch of like parts and accessories for a Roomba robot vacuum. Well, let's see, go back to the books. I bought those books, where is it? I bought those books at the Salvation Army. I paid $13 for the 4 books. I sold it for $52. These are probably, I have a bunch of stuff on sale right now. I put a 15% off sale in my shop on anything that's more than 45 days old. So that's probably 15% off for those 4 books. This isn't that's not a great return on investment for me. I wouldn't usually like to do $15, $13 into $50, but it's not bad. It should be fine. That should be a good profit, I guess. Okay, Roomba parts, weighs 2 pounds. Who's it going to? This already has all the shipping information on it because I think I packaged this up and then somebody canceled the order at one time. So this is going to, I paid $5 for all this stuff and I sold it for $25.50 plus shipping. So this is going to MN in Delaware. So that's an easy one. I'm not going to open that up. We'll just ship it right in that box. All right, this is going to a viewer. I think a viewer named Chris, same name as me. He says, hi, I recently found your YouTube videos and subscribe. Please keep up the good work. And then I am going to send him a pair of these lapel pins that I made with my shop logo and my dog pineapple on it. He bought these two socket wrench extensions. I'm just going to use this small manila envelope, and I'm not going to put the stuff inside of it yet because I want it to be flat when I put the sticker on. So anyway, that was 6 ounces. We'll write on here sockets. 6 ounces. This is pretty small envelope. 7 by 5. I'll call it 2. And it's going to go to CC, same initials as me, CC in Maryland. So if you are watching this video and you head over to my shop and you find something you want to buy, let me know in the buyer's notes that you came from YouTube, and I'll send you a pair of these lapel pins too. All right, we'll put that stuff inside the envelope later. All right, what's next? Scroll down. Let's go back here. Might as well get this thing out of the way. Let me make sure this is the right one. I want to be 100% sure. And I don't think it is. I think I picked the wrong one. I have 2 of these exactly the same, so let me go find the right one. All right, I had 2 of these with the exact same model number, so I just found the right one, and then it'll get shipped out tonight. So we have a boat propeller. This is a Evinrude Johnson boat propeller. I got a bunch of these propellers from a online auction and drove up to a boat repair shop and picked them all up. I can't remember exactly how long ago that was. Let's see. It would have been mid-September, so not that long ago, like 2 months ago. Shoot. In the end, I paid about $6.67 or something for these, each one of these propellers. And I've been selling them for like $45 and $50. This one it's more than 45 days old, so it hit my sale, 15% off sale. So it's sold for $40.49. We're gonna put it in this box and pack a lot of paper around it, but I'm gonna shorten this box. Well, let me see how it fits in here first. Some of them have to fit at an angle, and I don't have a lot of room for shortening. So this one looks like it's gonna have to be full size. We'll pack this full of paper and try to like arrange it so that it fills all the space. And let's get it in here. There is room to shorten this box, so I will cut it down about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 inch. So these box resizing tools are indispensable in my opinion. If you're doing a lot of shipping, you need to get one of those. That one I got off eBay was probably $20, and it's a 3D printed one, and I was kind of disappointed when it came because it wasn't like as substantial as I would have liked. But in the end, it probably was a better option because the well-made, big, heavy-duty metal ones have such big parts that if you're trying to do kind of a small box, it's not ideal. So this one works great. If you're trying to squeeze it into a small spot, you can get it in there. You can get it in there okay. Got to get really a lot of paper in here. In the past, with some of these propellers, the heavier ones, I have reinforced the box quite a bit and wrapped extra cardboard around the sharp parts of the blades and things like that, but it seemed like maybe overkill, so I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, this one just doesn't really want to fold on my perforation I just made. Let me try this again. There it goes. Maybe I didn't get that side. Anyway, this made it a little bit shorter. Now this box is going to be 12 by 12 by 11, and it should for sure be underneath. Oops. There's an extra part here, this little bit that goes with that propeller. So let me get that inside there. I put it in that Ziploc bag so that I would keep track of it, and then I forgot to put it in anyway. Okay. How many have we got there? This will be number 4. Shoot. Made that a little too long. Okay. Where's my marker? Put it back. Prop. It's going to be relatively heavy. 10 pounds, 12 by 12 by 11, and it's going to MJ in LA, Louisiana. All right, get that out of the way. What are we gonna do next? Okay, let's do this. I had 2 or 3 of these Chance the Rapper hats that I got from Unique. What did I pay for these? I feel like I paid up for them a little bit, like maybe like $5 or $6 a piece. Let's see if we can remember. Okay, I paid, no, $3.24. This was all the way back in January. And I'm pretty sure I had 3 of them. It took much longer for them to sell than I would have imagined. And this one, of course, was in that 15% off sale. So it sold for $34.42. So pretty good return. $3.24 I spent on it, and I brought back $34.42. Of course, there'll be fees on that, so we'll talk about that at the end after I buy these shipping labels. We'll go over how much the labels cost and then the exact profits on each of these items. All right, Chance, 8 ounces. This box is 10 by 8 by 5, and it's going to LS in NC, North Carolina. Next. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that's been consternating. So I sold this hat. It's a Burton Snowboards, just a beanie. Oh, no, it's Spider. This is Spider. I thought it was Burton's. So anyway, I sold this hat for $12, and after purchasing it, the buyer sent me a very, very long message describing in detail exactly how he wanted it shipped. So do not put it in a bubble mailer. Make sure you wrap it in bubble wrap, then wrap it in plastic, then put it in a cardboard box, not an envelope. Do not put it in an envelope. Mark the box. Do not drop. Careful, fragile item. Like this is a piece of fabric, you know. And it was $12. So I was a little bit annoyed because I'm selling something for $12 knowing that I'm going to be able to ship it easily. And that's why it makes it worth it. You know, if I knew I was going to have to wrap this, I just spent money on bubble wrap. Now I'm going to spend money on a box because this person insisted on it and I don't want to get him mad at me. So I was considering canceling this order just because it feels like a red flag that this might be a buyer who's never going to be satisfied. There's no way to make them happy. That's my assumption. You know, I'm going to mail this to them and then they're going to say, you didn't write, do not drop big enough on the package or something like that. So I posted his exact message to me on a Facebook group just sort of for fun, you know, with the expectation that the other buyers the other sellers, would understand and be sympathetic to my plight. But I just was immediately met with people saying, if you can't handle this kind of a message from a buyer, then you need to get into a different business, which is, I mean, this is a Facebook group that's supposedly known for people being kind to each other. And they just immediately were telling me that I should quit selling because I'm annoyed by this is an untenable request. You know, this is not a normal request. This is a piece of fabric. It cannot get damaged. I, of course, was planning to send it in a envelope. It was $12, but I guess getting irritated with buyers once in a while is a reason to quit reselling. So maybe I'll do that. But I took that post down because so many people were telling me I was not suitable for this kind of a business. So annoying. 10 by 7 by 3. So this should have been packed and done already. I should have put it in an envelope. It should have been cheap and easy, but the buyer made it complicated for me. So here's something. If you're buying something from someone and you have a special request, it's best for you to send that request before you buy. Because I could have said to this guy, I'm not going to be able to meet those requests. I'm not going to be living up to your standards. And please don't buy this from me. And I very well might have done that. For a $12 item, I might have said, no, I'm not going to sell this to you because you're asking me for something that's a little too complicated. So now I have to go back, find his message. He also sent it as a direct message, not a buyer's message. So now I have to find that and figure out the exact words he wants me to write on this box. So this package should have been done and out the door, and here I am still spending time on it. Now let's see. Inbox. Here we go. No. It's not easy to find these messages either. Just so you know. If you have a request, put it in the buyer's notes. That's what they're there for. Okay. I'm going to read that whole thing to you. Okay. Hello, and thank you for the great deal, it's very much appreciated. So, as for the packing and shipping, I have a request as I'm a collector of sorts. And my feeling is if anybody sends you more than 2 or 3 sentences in a message, then they're probably going to be a problem. I was hoping you could please package the item wrapped with bubble wrap, then placed into a hard cardboard box and not, all caps, a padded envelope mailer. Please, all caps, do not, all caps, use a padded envelope, as I'll be displaying this item on a shelf next to my other goodies and wares and such. So I don't want the outside of the beanie to get ripped, slashed, stretched, or otherwise damaged during shipment to me. I mean, none of those things are going to happen. Also package the item in the cardboard box so that it doesn't jostle and move around and get scuffed and damaged or dirty on the outside of the beanie during shipment. Mark the outside of the box such as fragile. So this thing is definitely not fragile. And in my experience, marking a box fragile tells the person who's carrying it that they should probably drop kick it into a river. And I have that experience from working in warehouses. Do not drop or crush. So this, okay. I also understand, oh wait, write this on the outside of the shipping box in big, big letters, please. I understand and know that this is a lot to ask of you. However, I greatly appreciate your very valuable time, materials, and extra effort in this matter so that my item arrives safely. I wish you and your business great fortune and luck in the future. Have a wonderful weekend and a happy holiday to you. So you can add all of that pleasantry at the end, but you told me you knew this was going to cost me time and money, and you didn't care. So this is a bad buyer. I don't like this guy. I'm sending his package anyway, and I'm doing the things he asked, but I'm not happy about it. All right, what's next? I think I just have 2 more items, maybe 3. No, 3, maybe 4. Okay, I got a box here, and I'm not sure if these are going to fit in here. It's a pair of boots. They're like winter. They're overshoes, so you can keep your feet dry. I suppose these are probably for some working person, person who has a real hard job where they have to work outside. Let's get back to my sold items. Oh, we just had another sale, so we're gonna have maybe 2 sales. No, we did not. I thought we did. I clicked the wrong button. These boots, when did these sell? These were sold first thing this morning. These boots are it's a brand called Neo's Overshoes. These are brand new. I got them at a church rummage sale for $1.38, which is a pretty good deal because I sold them for $90. And they sold quickly. This was just listed on October 31st. At least it was purchased on October 31st. And then today is, I think it's November 16th. I think today is the 16th or the 17th, 16th. And they sold already. So less than 2 weeks, sold for $90. That was a pretty good sale, actually. It was kind of far away. I drove like 35 minutes to get there, maybe 25 minutes. And they had a lot of stuff that was very, very reasonably priced. And then when I went to check out, the cashier clearly did not want to spend the time adding up the items that I was buying. So she just looked at it and said, that looks like about $22 to me. So that seemed fine with me. I'm sure it was supposed to be more than that. Okay, I'm gonna use those garbage bags one more time. So I'm putting both of these in bags. Basically, I would have put that, that guy's hat already was in a bag, but I don't know. It is a little bit irritating when somebody tells you how to do your job when you kind of think you're doing a good job already anyway. But these boots are a little bit of a tight fit in this box. Is it gonna even close? I think it will. Now I got all this air trapped in these bags, making it so the box won't close. All right, this needs some compression. There we go. So yeah, $90 boot, pretty good. Some of these sales are from yesterday and some of them from today. So, really, it's 9 or 10 packages here, but it really was a kind of a slow weekend. Boots, 5 pounds. This is 12 by 12 by 6, I think. Let's call it 7. And they're going to DR in Kansas. Out of the way. Okay, some magazines. These are 2 issues of Unknown magazine. Paranormal It says real experiences of unusual phenomena, paranormal stuff. Like this is from like the heyday of the X-Files and Sightings, the TV show that was on Fox early on in the 90s. I got a big box of these UFO magazines at a thrift store for pretty cheap. I mean, let's see, what did I pay for these? This was another thing where the guy didn't feel like adding up how many things I was buying. He told me $1 a piece for these magazines. And then he was adding it up and just gave up on it somewhere along the way and said $10 or whatever he said for the whole box. So I paid 72 cents for these two magazines. I didn't sell it for a huge amount of money, $16.99 plus shipping. This was back in February. And I've sold some of these magazines, but this lot right here hasn't been getting that much attention. But just a couple of days ago, somebody sent me a message telling me that he was the publisher of this magazine in the 90s, and that one of these issues was extremely rare, that they only printed 500 copies, and it's very sought after. And I was thinking, you know, I haven't had that many people seeking it out. It's been on my eBay shop for 10 months or whatever. So I'm not sure if he bought it. I haven't looked into the buyer's name, or if it's just a coincidence that 2 days ago he reached out to me and then a couple of days later they sold. Who knows? The world is unusual, and there is a lot of unusual events. For instance, coincidences like that. So this is 13 by probably 12. 13 by 12 by 1, and it's going to DM in Texas. So later on I'll look into that and see if that was the same person that reached out to me who also bought that item. All right, this coat or this vest here, Mitchell and Ness. It's a nice quilted Blackhawks vest. Looks good. How much did this sell for? I bought this for $5.73 at my little lunch break thrift store, and I sold it. I took an offer on it, or maybe I sent an offer on it. I can't remember for sure. For $30. I think I had it listed probably for $50, and just was waiting for somebody to come along. It's not that old. It's only been listed since August, late August. But like I said, sales were a little slow this weekend, so I took this offer, or I sent an offer. I can't remember. But $30 off of a $6, $5.73 cost of goods. Oh, come on. This box is a little bit tight for this thing, but I think it's going to work out just fine. It becomes, the air in the bag becomes the problem. I don't know if you can see the way that's bubbling up, but it does cause issues if you get too much air in the bag. Okay, let's tie this up and be done. We're almost done, because I have a prize I need to ship next, and a message to another prize winner coming up. Okay, I'm gonna write Blackhawks. I just write B-Hawks. This is 2 pounds, 13 by 11 by 4, and it's going to TC in Missouri. Okay, I've got this. I've got these tools, these cardboard cutting tools. I did a giveaway when I reached 500 subscribers. And since then, that was a very short time ago, like less than 10 days maybe. And my subscribers have gone way up since then. So I'm very happy about the state of things on my YouTube channel. But I did this giveaway. I had 2 sets of these tools, and one of the winners contacted me through my email, and I got her address, and I'm shipping this out tonight. The other one left a comment that said they were excited to have one, but then they did not send me an email, or at least I didn't see an email. So maybe I'll look into that now and see if that email came. And if not, I'm going to reach out to her in a second. Let me check that information, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I dove into my email spam folder, and the second winner of my contest did reach out to me. So both of these packages are going out today. I tried to put one in a box and one in an envelope to see if there would be any difference in the price, and they are basically exactly the same, even though they're going to opposite ends of the country. So that's it. I've got everything all packed up, so I'm gonna buy these shipping labels for the eBay stuff, and then I'll be right back to tell you exactly how much profit we made today. Okay, all of these packages have labels. They're all ready to go. I've already put in a request to have them picked up by my mail carrier, so I'll put them on the porch in the morning, and everything should be fine. So let's just go over these profits for yesterday and for today. So yesterday we had just 3 sales, Saturday. So we had those Neos, N-E-O-S overshoes, they're like winter boots. Those, they sold for $89.99. For this first one, I'm going to go through all of the fees and everything and get to the actual profits. And then for the rest, we'll just look at profits alone. So those overshoes, I paid $1.38 for them. Sold them for $90. I charged $8.23 shipping on that. The actual shipping cost was $8.20, so pretty close. I made 3 cents on that. eBay fees were $12.59, and so we took away as profit, money in the pocket, $76.06. Okay, next. The spider beanie, the one that caused me so much consternation, I earned $11.07 on it. Not sure if it was worth it. The Chance the Rapper hat, $27.81. So those 3 sales yesterday earned $114.94. I'm trying to earn more than 200. I'm trying to earn more than 200 a day. I need to be making like on average $203 a day to reach my goal for the year, which is $50,000 in profit. So this 114 is not good enough. We need to be getting better sales than this. Okay, Sunday, about the same. Let's go through these. 2 Craftsman 3-inch extensions. So those are little ratchet extensions went in a small envelope. Those only earned $6.27. The iRobot Roomba accessories, $17.99. Those are the ones already packed in a box already, ready to go. Some books, a lot of 4 books. Tapestry by Henry H. Neff. That earned $29.57. The Mitchell and Ness Blackhawks vest earned $20.12. Those 2 paranormal magazines, Unknown magazine from 1998, earned $12.24. And then finally, the Evinrude boat propeller earned $24.65. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6 sales. And that was a total profit for today of $110.84. So it's only 11:30 right now. Technically, the end of the day is at 2 a.m. So we could get another sale or 2 before the day is over, but I would be surprised if we did. So like I said, we need to be making more than $200 a day to get to the goal. And right now we're averaging out for the month of November at 150. So we got to just bump that up a little bit. Just get a couple of more really big sales or a lot more small sales. So today I turned down a 15% sale in my shop so that anything that's older than 45 days will be 15% off. So head over there, see if there's anything you're interested in. And remember, I'll send you a set of lapel pins if you do buy something from me. Okay, that's it. Have a good night. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching.